You, along with everyone else, are probably asking the exact same question. With this increase in mortgage interest rates, what is it going to do to our local housing market in the greater Seattle area? Hi, I'm Bob Woolverton. I'm with Pure Real Estate in Bellevue, Washington. Here on YouTube, I'm known as your Northwest Realty Advisor. While I don't have a crystal ball and I can't predict the future, when we come back after this 8-second break, I can give you some very strong indicators related to jobs, inventory, and home appreciation that should give you some big clues as to where the Seattle area housing market is headed, so stick around. First off, let's start with the basic premise that not every recession is a housing recession. Everyone remembers back to 2008 financial crisis that resulted in so many home foreclosures and a surplus of homes on the market, but that was a completely different situation than what we have today. Current economic data is not indicating that there's going to be a housing recession on the horizon. Matter of fact, quite the opposite. Currently in this country, we have a home shortage of 5 million units. We're trying to make up for a 14-year deficit in new home construction. But new construction alone cannot solve our housing shortage problem. Boomers, the baby boomer generation, is controlling the existing housing inventory, and they're not selling. And what makes matters even worse is that the millennial population, who's now moving into their prime home buying years, the millennial population is larger than the boomer population. So the millennials are stuck renting properties, and yet we know rent increases are outpacing home prices. There's just not enough inventory available for the millennial population who are moving into those prime home buying years. Now, our jobs forecast locally and nationally is very, very strong, particularly in the greater Seattle area. In the Seattle area, we have more than 10 million square feet of office space being constructed coming online soon, making space for additional workers in our area, and that space is normally being consumed by our tech giants, Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, all of our big tech players. And Facebook has now become the largest tech employer in the Seattle area that's not locally based. Matter of fact, last year they had a 25% increase in their employee headcount, and they're expecting another 25% increase this year. Meta, has now surpassed Google as the largest tech employer in the Seattle area that is not locally based. So all indicators are showing that demand for housing in our area is projected to remain strong for at least the next 5 years. But you got to be saying to yourself, the increase in mortgage interest rates has to affect home affordability. But what you see on this chart is anything above the dotted line is considered affordable housing based on current income levels. And you can see we've gone through several years of extremely affordable housing because of the low interest rates. And now with the increase in interest rates, it's getting us back to a more normal level. So in the long run, even with the increase in mortgage interest rates, based off of current levels of income, the affordability factor is still very viable for many home buyers. Now for home sellers, the increase in interest rates is going to be more impactful on your rate of appreciation. Last year in the greater Seattle area, we saw a 20% year-over-year increase in home prices. Obviously, that is not going to continue moving forward. However, what history does show us is that for every 1% increase in mortgage interest rates, there is a corresponding decrease of a 4% reduction in the rate of appreciation. So we recently had a 2 percentage point increase in home mortgage rates. Basically, we went from 3% to 5%. So that means we can anticipate probably an 8% decrease in the rate of appreciation. Well, we've just had a year of 20% appreciation. So moving forward, if this historical reference holds true, that would take us down to about 12% appreciation, perhaps even 10% this year. Those are much more viable numbers to expect as far as the rate of home appreciation moving forward. And additionally, keep in mind, even with mortgage interest rates at 5.3% as what the average mortgage interest rate was reported last week, comparatively to where we were recently, just under 3%, it seems like a huge increase. But historically, 5.3% is still a relatively low mortgage interest rate over what we've seen over decades of mortgage interest rates. It just seems like sticker shock because we've had such a rapid increase in such a short period of time. But here's the thing to remember. When we talk about the real estate market and what drives our local real estate market, number one is jobs. And our local jobs outlook is really strong. The number two driver is the availability of inventory. And we know that we're short on inventory nationally, we're short on inventory locally, and we know that the percentage of increase of rental rates is outpacing the cost of homes. So, will we continue to see 20% appreciation rates? Not likely. Will the demand for homes stay strong? Yes, very likely, because our jobs market in the Seattle area is still very strong, and our available housing inventory is very low, and particularly because of those baby boomers that are controlling the inventory and not selling their homes, it's going to take that much longer for the bigger population of millennials coming into their prime home buying years to find the homes for their future families. So like I said, I don't have a crystal ball to predict the future, but with these indicators related to the job market, housing inventory, and future appreciation, they should give you some comfort, or at least some facts, to evaluate moving forward on whether now is the time for you to buy or sell your next home. Well, that music means we're out of time for today. I hope you found value in today's video. If you did, you already know the routine. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And don't hesitate to share this video with your friends if you think it'll be useful for them. If you have a real estate question that I haven't already answered on this YouTube channel somewhere among these 160 plus videos, please put your questions in the comments below and I'll make a video specifically to answer your question. Because if it's a question you have, there's probably many other people who have the exact same question. If you'd like to contact me, all of my contact information is in the description below and at the end of this video. I'm Bob Woolverton. I'm with Pure Real Estate in Bellevue, Washington. Here on YouTube, I'm known as your Northwest Realty Advisor. I'm the one real estate agent who invites competition. And what I mean by that, if you're going to hire a real estate agent, always contact at least 3. Interview 3 agents and make sure that one of those 3 is me. I'll look forward to seeing you right here next week with a new video.